Many people were hopeful that 2023 would be a great year for 250 racing, with the start of the season uncharacteristically featuring little to no injuries. The factory teams all came into A1 healthy, with the managers actually having a choice of who goes to which coast instead of just who is healthy. But ironically, it did not go to plan. Sure, we lost Austin Forkner on the first lap of the West, but that is nothing compared to how decimated the East Coast has gotten in the 3 weeks since. Race winners Joe Shimoda, Seth Hammaker, and Garrett Marchbanks all had aspirations to step up and challenge for a title, but those hopes were dashed in January. Jalek Swoll, who has an outdoor national win, was also searching for his first Supercross victory before breaking his arm just a week before the opening round of the East. Many people have Hunter Lawrence pegged at the top of the heap, and rightfully so. Despite a DNF early in the year, Hunter kept eventual champion Christian Craig honest last year down the stretch, finishing on the podium in every other round, as well as winning 3 of the last 4 rounds and going 1-2 in the East-West showdowns. But don't get carried away, as there are still a slew of factory guys that have something to say about handing the older Lawrence brother the trophy before the first gates even drop. So let's cover 11 guys that are going to have something to say this season. The first group have been there. 3 race winners on factory equipment, led by TLD Gas Michael Mosiman. The 29 secured his first win in San Diego last season and finished on the podium 5 times in 2022. 3-time race winner Nate Thrasher enters his 3rd season with the Star Racing Yamaha squad, looking to build consistency. He has the speed, but unfortunately, other than his race win in the finale, Thrasher failed to land on the podium in any other city. And his new teammate Jordan Smith with a new lease on life with the Star Racing squad. Many fans forget just how close Jordan was to winning 2 titles. He was just minutes away from the number 1 in 2017 and finished just 8 points back of eventual champion Zach Osborne in 2018 before injuries derailed the years since. This might be his last chance on a top-tier factory equipment, and I doubt he is going to let it go to waste. 2 more veterans come in as underdogs in 2023. Jeremy Martin slots in at the Club MX, who is a very competent team, but is obviously not a true factory squad. J-Mart has finished 3rd in points 3 times and won twice in 2018, but has finished only 2 main events in the past 2 years. Max Anstey has been a main event staple in the 450 class the past 2 years and will step down to chase a title aboard the same firepower Honda that he raced in World Supercross. There are 5 young rippers making their Pro Supercross debut this weekend aboard factory equipment, and any of them could be a big surprise. Tom Vial is the most anticipated name on the list, as it is always exciting to see a GP World Champion come over to the States to give Supercross a go. Talon Hawkins was on the Futures podium last weekend in Anaheim, and it appears the Rockstar team will give the kid a chance to ride with Jalek Swoll on the sidelines. 2022 Supercross Futures champion Chance Hymas was announced to race select East Coast rounds and is on the entry list for Houston. And Star Racing Yamaha potentially has 2 kids coming of age this season, but only 1 this weekend. Nick Romano started off slow and steady last summer before a career-best 7th overall at Unadilla landed him 16th in points in the class, but an off-season crash will keep him from debuting in Houston. Haiden Deegan was already on the entry list for this race, but with Romano being out, it looks like Star Squad will pull the trigger and put the social media star out there for his highly anticipated pro debut. And finally, the fill-ins. With Pro Circuit down 5 riders just 3 races into the season, they've recruited the recently retired Chris Blows to finally live his dream of being a factory rider just 17 years after his Supercross debut. In a last-minute addition, Preston Kilroy was set to go as a privateer this weekend, but after training at Club MX to prepare, they're giving him an opportunity on the white and blue bike while Garrett Marchbanks finishes his recovery from injury. Let us know in the comments who you think has the best chance of keeping the number 1 plate out of Hunter Lawrence's hands. That's a wrap on this edition of RacerX Rapid News, brought to you by Fly Racing. Be sure to check out RacerXOnline.com for all of your Supercross and Motocross news.